All right, everyone. So I'm at the park with my kid. It's 32 degrees out, but we bundled up. She's just so stir crazy. I can't power wash in the cold. I know some guys do, but I have a cold water power washer. So when I wash houses and it's this cold, even if the wind chill is too cold, the water will freeze on the house, and that's not acceptable. So off day today. It's all right. I'm not too concerned. The good weather will come. It's crazy to think that we're into the second quarter of the year, of the season. So it's kind of scary, but it's not at the same time, because I'm like 3 weeks booked out, give or take a couple empty days in the week, but for the majority of it, I'm about 3 weeks booked out. Feeling good. So yeah. Anyway, what I want to make this quick video about, I'm at the park and I'm just kind of brainstorming in my head. I'm always thinking of, I guess she took her hat off. Put your hat back on. Good job. She's so big. I'm always brainstorming of like business ideas. So when I started my business last year, I almost signed up for the DeKalb Chamber of Commerce. And the only way I even knew about it, I didn't even know about a commerce or anything that stuff does, but I used to canvas every single spot I could think of and do window cleaning. So I was just going into buildings and strips of buildings, not even knowing what these buildings were. I just knew they had glass and they needed their windows cleaned. And I walked into the DeKalb Chamber of Commerce, and he was like, yeah, we don't really need our windows cleaned, but, you know, would you be interested in joining the commerce? I entertained the idea, but I was so low on money and I was just so focused on investing in the proper equipment and whatnot that I decided against it. I didn't think it, I thought I could find better marketing ideas for the money worth. But this year, the money's good, so it's definitely something I'm gonna think about doing. What got my brain thinking about this was, I'm at the park, and it's just dirty. It's dirty. It needs to be cleaned. And I'm like, dude, all the parks locally, I could like clean them, and you know, like even offering maybe just a sterilization as a free service. In return, I can market out to like the town or so. I don't know. It's super rough draft. What? You want to swing? All right, hold on one second. Yeah. She loves swinging like this. That's my little baby doo-doo. So, super rough draft, but, you know, I'm thinking about, you know, like I can get up there and really just be involved in this Chamber of Commerce, because I need to get known. I need to get known locally. And one thing I was focusing on last year, which was a big mistake of mine, was I was marketing to like these really, really ritzy neighborhoods and towns surrounding my area. My area's got some rich homes, don't get me wrong, but I'd say at least 50% of it, well, I don't know. I can't throw out numbers, but we're not like considered a ritzy town. We're actually considered kind of a trashy town. There's a lot of crime and gun violence and stuff and drugs in certain sections. The area I'm in now is very good. Anyway, so I was like, man, I don't even want these clients because they're going to be low ticket items. I want the big monster jobs, big houses, and, you know, $1,000 window cleaning jobs and stuff. And what I've started to realize is it's so much more important to establish a name and reputation locally where you're originated out of, and then just kind of have this, hey, your hat's all dirty. Have you know, build your reputation and stuff in the town you're in, and maybe like 5 miles surrounding, but don't get too crazy. You know, if they call, they call, but I wouldn't focus too much on marketing to outside of your town. You know, if it's more than like 20, 30 miles or 15 miles even, like it's just too much. So yeah, that's what I want to touch on, is building your reputation and name in your town, and then it'll spread like wildfire. You know, focus on getting more trucks and stuff around here, more trucks on the road. I'm looking into getting another employee, so then I can have a full-time crew running while I'm working in the office. I'm trying to get out of the whole field thing, which is astounding. It's awesome. It's exciting. You know, second year of business. We'll see how it goes though. Whoops. I also wanted to touch on, not trying to cram too much in this video, I got some free time, so I wanted to talk. insurance and LLC and legitimacy stuff, you know, just do the bare, all that stuff will come. So if you're like on the fence or just starting off and you're like, you're trying to think of too much to do at once, like go ahead and get some business cards made, start marketing, go to the county, get registered with the county, get your ITIN number, your tax identification number, which you really don't got to use unless like people ask for it, which I had one customer ask for it because it was over $600 or something. I don't know if that varies state to state. Most likely it does. Anyway, so I'm rocking sole proprietorship, and you know, I worked for a tree service before I started doing this, and he had been in service for going on 20 years. He had 2 full-time crews, and he was still a sole proprietor. He actually switched to LLC when I started, or like 4 months after I started. But it just goes to show it's not that necessary. You know, I think people think the worst, but it's I take it back. It's probably a very safe thing to do. Sorry, I'm neglecting my child. Yeah. It's probably a very safe thing to do to cover yourself, especially if you have a lot of assets. But I mean, come on. I got a $800 a month rental unit packed full of kids and a woman that I'm always fighting with. But let's see here. So yeah, just jump into it, man. It's about taking massive action, not perfect action, okay? And insurance. I got the lowest insurance I can get to still be legitimate, you know, to still be operating in legitimacy, and being able to say that I have insurance. That's all I wanted. You know, I don't use ladders much because I use a water-fed pole, but my insurance allows me to go up to 3 stories high, and that's what I quote up to. I quote up to 3-story high homes, and yeah, you know, my insurance policy is like $300,000. You know, people, I know of businesses that have $1 million insurance policies, $5 million insurance policies. That stuff only really matters when you start getting, commercial. When you start getting bigger commercial contracts, like for example, I'm actually going to talk to my insurance agent, and I'm probably going to up my insurance to a higher, to a bigger policy, because I have the local school calling me for window cleaning, and you know, it's a big school, it's gonna be a big job. They're probably gonna want a better insurance, and all my employees are fully covered, and blah, 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 blah. So just as you scale, you can make these changes and make these requirements. But if it's just you and your rodeo, you know, maybe you got a buddy that's gonna help you out on certain jobs, just do what you gotta do to make ends meet, man. You can make it happen. I know of businesses that have operated without insurance for years, still operating with no insurance, and it's wrong. It's definitely wrong. It's not safe. You never know when an accident's going to happen, but you don't have to have the best of the best and go full balls to the wall. So what I suggest to anyone out there, just stop overthinking. Just get out there, get your feet wet, and make a move. Make a move that's going to be super uncomfortable. Stop preparing. Just make a massive action move. Go find a strip mall, walk in there, and try to get some window cleaning accounts. You're power washing, go power wash your damn house, or talk to some neighbors with some green shit on their house and say, hey, you mind if I test something out? I'm trying to get the hang of this power washer. I'm trying to get the hang of this new method, you know, and I'll wash the side of your house for free. Just the side. I just want to test and play around and see what works. You guys got this, man. Just always remember, there's no excuses. There's always a way around any type of hurdle that you come across. Seriously, anytime you come across something and you're like, dude, how am I gonna get around this? I can't do this until this. There's always a way if you want it bad enough. Not to get all motivational, but damn, I could have heard that when I was starting my business, because actually, I was pretty good about just jumping into things and getting going. But there has been a couple things where I wish I would have took action sooner. Peace out, guys. Much love. Please subscribe, comment. Love hearing from you guys. I love seeing the subscriber count go up. Keeps me motivated to keep doing this. Take it easy.